Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored this week by Stern & Spiegel LLP, 516-873-1683. Let us solve your problems. And by Tiffany Dry Cleaners, pickup and delivery in West Hempstead and surrounding communities, 718-309-5222. And by I&D Glot Market, 327 Hempstead Avenue, for all of your shopping needs. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan and Norm. Great to be back. And Adam, it's all good to see the whole group in. We're going to start off talking about Halloween. Halloween was last night. I had a bunch of trick-or-treaters, so that was pretty cool. Had a big bowl of candy, and it all disappeared.
We had one, and apparently nobody heard the doorbell, so we missed them. So I have 4 bags of candy we're going to be eating.
And you didn't bring them? We don't have candy?
After the show.
I'm going home.
I find that kids, they show up at the door and they just stick the bag out. They don't even say trick or treat. They don't even make eye contact. It's just, give me the candy. I feel like we're losing something. But all right.
Well, I'm not sure what we're losing. Yeah, so
I was on Community Watch last night. I was on between 9 and 12. There were groups of kids having a good time, as they usually do on Halloween. There were groups, larger groups, roaming the area with their spray cans of shaving cream. There was one unfortunate incident, probably one stupid kid, but other than that, I didn't see any serious damage.
Well, I think we should talk about that for a second. If you go up to westhempsteadecho.com, you'll see a disturbing image of Hitler sprayed in shaving cream on a car. That's troubling, and obviously for so many reasons that we just can't get into. We don't have enough time on our podcast, but there are Holocaust survivors who live in our community. There are a lot of people who are impacted by that.
There's always going to be one or two stupid kids, and that's Halloween.
This is a failure of parenting, and this is a failure of the education system. These kids are going to school if they think Hitler is a casual word to scroll and part of Halloween fun. Obviously, they don't understand the significance of Hitler. But it's a failure that has to be addressed at high level.
Yeah, but it was very interesting because the police department came down very strong on this. They had cars all over the neighborhood. They rounded up these kids. They had a good talking to. Some of them may have even had their parents called down. We don't know what happened
after the cops got there, but they did respond very quickly, and congratulations to them. They did put their money where their mouth is after launching that big anti-hate crime initiative. They seem to be taking that seriously. There was a method for people to report the crime.
But I think Norm has it right here. I don't think this is some deeper something's going on. I think it's just kids being stupid kids. Right. I wish they wouldn't. I wish, now especially given what else is going on in the world, it would be a better time for them not to be doing this now. But
yeah, I think that's the key point. We got a community who's on edge with what's going on in the Middle East. So you add that to what happens, unfortunately, on a fairly ongoing basis here, and it just kind of stirs the pot and gets people really on edge, and that's what happened last night.
Well, hopefully that's the end of it.
I think we'll take a commercial break here.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shot.
And we're back, and in other sort of more mundane news in the community, the traffic light on Woodfield Avenue, it's finally lit up. Woo! Congratulations to
what a pain in the neck. I have to stop now every time I go
you know what?
Woodfield.
Don't complain. Ultimately, again, I'm going to say this. Every time this comes up, until there are stop signs that change the trajectory of the road, nothing's going to make a difference with Woodfield. So people
it's a Band-Aid. It's a good Band-Aid, and it was needed.
You say jokingly, but a lot of people do look at traffic lights and stop signs and inconvenience that they have to work around.
Of course.
Rather than a safety measure to protect their own lives, their families' lives, the community's lives. So
right, because everyone's impatient.
Get used to it. Wait 2 seconds, 3 minutes, whatever it takes for the light to change. It's worth it to save a life.
I will say, look, let's give it a week or 2 weeks. I'm assuming, probably incorrectly, that the town will keep track of this, and maybe we'll hopefully see a reduction in some of the accidents. We'll find out.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it is a positive sign. They are moving the needle in the right direction, so hopefully things will be moving forward. So Norm, on Sunday night we had a blackout. It didn't last a long time, but
I was out for a couple of hours. It was kind of unique. I lit some candles. It wasn't terrible.
Transformer blew out on Hempstead Avenue. by Spruce Street. And,
Yeah, in front of Sully's.
The Sully's Pizza.
It was no big deal. I mean, I'm pretty impressed that they got the electricity back on for the whole neighborhood in 2 hours.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, Adam and I ran over as soon as we heard about it to see what was going on, and you kind of saw the smoldering transformer and really nothing else. So
from what I've heard from people who know about such things, it could be that the larger scale blackout was a preventive measure by PSEG to be able to control the situation so they could work on the transformer. So
Yeah, and
I don't know if the transformer itself led to the blackout or the blackout was part of the remedy.
It's actually an interesting point, just because I had heard something from a person who lives in the apartment buildings where where the transformers are by the railroad, that person thought that they saw some sparking or something going on there. So again, I don't know if there was what exactly was going on, or whether this was a one-off, but whatever it was, PSE&G was on it. People got notified right away that everything would be restored by 8 p.m., and they were right. And
that was also very cool. I mean, they send you an email, you're a customer, they tell you that there's a problem in the neighborhood, and they tell you when they expect
The
to
only
fix
problem is
it.
you can't get your email because you have no power.
I will say, first of all, go to westhempsteadecho.com if you want to watch a little on-the-scene video.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. Also want to give a shout-out to local user RL271 for some of the photos that we used there. Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, appreciate it. A 30-second rant on the pool. So I want to go try out the pool.
Because God forbid we go a week without it.
Listen, it's ingrained. So nice. It's open. No issues. There were two buts, but again, it's just me. Number one, no soap in the locker rooms. I thought that was just weird. Now, perhaps that's a casualty of COVID or something like that, but you kind of you have showers, you have sinks, why not have soap? They actually removed the dispensers. I thought that was just odd, but that's just me. Okay.
Look, we're in a weird budget strain right now.
Soap is going to be cut out of the
Make up your mind.
Holy crap.
Well, the bigger
we need a third-party
millions of dollars
candidate.
on the pool, but we're in a budget crunch.
Wow.
With soap.
Everybody who goes to the pool has a kvetch about it, and the problem is really there's nobody to direct your complaints to. The people who work there are very, very nice, but they're not really in charge.
No,
so you can complain. I mean, the lockers were broken for years. They replaced the lockers. Now the new lockers are broken. It doesn't even pay to lock them anymore. Just take your valuables.
No, it's the same.
But there's nobody really in charge. When you go to the subway station and it says this person is in charge of a facility, here's how to get in touch with me. There's no such person at this. It's a very nice people that work there, but they're not in charge. When you address your complaints, they can't do anything about it.
By the way, it's not like the MTA will actually fix anything. You just know who you
At least you know who's in charge. We don't know who's in charge of the pool.
So here's my second rant. My second rant is, you have large screen TVs in an indoor pool. For what reason? Now, of course, I go to swim and I go, to just kind of relax and escape. Do I need to watch the news, while you're swimming? Do kids need to see, things that are going on in the news, which includes obviously a lot of violence, while they're having, swim practice? It just seems a little bit odd. I don't know what you all think.
Ask them to change the channel, put some Netflix up or Breaking Bad or something. I don't know.
My biggest gripe is still going to be the 75% increase for families and almost 70% for individuals. I understand there was no revenue for a year when the place was closed. They have to make up for it, but it's a whopping increase. And I really wonder how they came up with the specific sum.
Yeah. And, also we got the polls have opened up, so you got early elections. You can go to the West Hempstead Public Library and you can vote for your favorite candidate, right? We got one race that kind of not contested, but it's heating up a little bit between Shiner and Gaylor, and outside of that, I'm not sure what else is going on.
Yeah, we're hearing rumors there's some sort of referendum. Nobody seems to know what it is. It's not on any of the
You
websites.
have a chance to vote to re-elect your county executive, your county receiver of taxes, your county clerk, or to
all the standard
to
stuff. I
replace
mean, I don't know how much chance any of the challengers have.
Yeah.
But whatever, go out and vote. You have open. I think early voting is open through Sunday, and then the actual election day is next Tuesday.
Yeah, so it's
vote early and vote often.
Chicago.
How are the Rams doing?
Yeah, the Rams. Their 2-game winning streak is over, and they're now 2-5. They lost 28-6 to Cold Spring Harbor, and they're having a struggling season. Wishing you all a great weekend. Thank you, Norm. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Dan. And join us next week on This Week in West Hempstead.
Have a good week.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you would like to sponsor our program, much like Stern and Spiegel, IND, and Tiffany Dry Cleaners, please reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.